Hello everyone and welcome back to Thrive Labs, the channel to learn about technical analysis and the markets. I'm your host Mike Williams, and today we are going to be looking at some of the bigger events that are going to come up very soon. Now that everybody has flipped bearish yesterday, has flipped bullish once again after the drop of 8%, we have increased in price 8% once again, and with the ETF deadline being only just a few days away, we can see that the emotions are running extremely high in the market. People are flipping bearish and bullish on a whim, on a second, on one literal price action candle on the lowest time frames possible. That's why I think this feels like the right moment to zoom out and view how these kind of catalysts in the past tend to play out and how the lessons from 2017 have completely saved my butt here in 2021. And now especially that I see so many people saying that this time is different, everything is different. Right, but why would it? We have the past data that we can draw some lessons from. Personally, I have not necessarily been actively trading crypto back then, but I have studied these events. And as we were leading up amidst the bull market in 2021, we have seen a few more events that all sparked a pretty big retracement or a drop and decline in the market, and some of those even marked the top of an entire bull market back then. So why would this time be different? There's such a big narrative that is being pushed, where a lot of people are essentially just chasing the price up and thinking that this time is different because there are so much big parties involved. Well, not to mention that, for example, the CME, we will talk about this in a second. The CME is a very big party. Just in the same way that Blackrock is a really big party. So really there's very little difference. And the reason why price is also running up so much, and the reason why it is difficult to keep your emotions out of these markets right now, is because of the fact that, emotionally speaking, it can be just very difficult to see price just running upwards and leaving you behind. This is emotionally very difficult to see everybody celebrating while you are just standing there on the sidelines, not being in. This, in the end, is creating that FOMO type of behavior, which is now specifically just so close before this date, is being amplified, as we have seen really big increases in price, really big decreases in price, and once again an increase in price, and then just an overnight drop once again. Just literally all happening in just the last week before we are getting this ETF approval. So what do the past events are actually telling us? What are the past events actually telling us? Let me zoom out to a weekly chart, where the first really big news of crypto getting mass adopted was when the CME, when the futures actually were being released on crypto, which did happen in 2017. And as you can see, this marked out really sparked a renewed interest. Even crypto embarked on an entire bull run, people trying to front run the news event, because at the time it was just a rumor that they were filing, etc., and people are speculating on it. They did drive the price up, but only for the actual news to come out, marked out the exact top. And the funny thing here is, this did give us a pretty nice and big blow off top at the time, where people are running into it and the emotions are running extremely high. By this time, when you are trading here at $20,000, this was the moment where people are saying like, oh, we are going to $50,000. It is never going to stop again, only for the futures to actually get approved. And that sparked ultimately the event of a really big and long retracement over time, where we had the exact same thing happening when we embarked amidst the bull run in 2021, where we did have Coinbase filing to go for a public offering on the market, all the way at $60,000 at the time. just some time later on, where the market it was already in the chart, where the market was just upward sloping, losing some significant volume. But despite the fact that this was the point where once again crypto should be adopted by the mainstream amidst the euphoria phase, where everybody was already really going crazy, hearing about this kind of news, having probably already missed out on this entire run, and now that one of the bigger crypto institutions was going to get involved, legitimizing the space much further, allowed everybody or made everybody just literally just FOMOing in, only for just a few weeks later to put in our top, and just have this really big retracement. And if people just simply did not learn from that, then literally within that exact same bull market, only just 5 or 6 months later, we had another ETF coming out, the ETF futures being being approved, only seemingly people to do the exact same thing as they, forgetting all about the pain that they have experienced here, completely forgetting about it, and still thinking that this is going to get going to $100,000. With that news coming out only literally just a few days later, marking out yet another top, and that marked out the top of the entire bull market, bringing us back down all the way to $15,000. So why would this time be different? Why would this time be different? Well, and I know that this is not the most popular news that most people want to hear about, because it is more easy to become bullish. And of course, including myself, we all want price to go up, because in the end, the sky's the limit. And when prices drop, there's always a limited potential downside, because the most downside that you can ever get from an asset depreciating is a minus 100% maximum, whereas to the upside there is 100%. And on top of that, we are naturally wired to be positive minded, because it helped us survive in the past as we developed as human beings. And nothing that is exactly the same as in the markets. We tend to be wanting to feel positive, therefore people are generally wanting to hear bullish news. But I do think that you don't want to get surprised by unpleasant events, and therefore it is definitely very necessary to do talk about the negative factors that might come into play with such a news approval. I do agree, maybe this time might be different, but that is also what everybody said over here after we have seen a 2015 bear market. This is what people said over here after having experienced this blow off top as well. People tend to forget the painful past, and they want to focus on a positive future, and that is why I think we cannot simply not ignore this. One other thing that I did notice as well over here during these approvals, with the exception of the CME back in 2017, but that was also because the market was very different, is that every time this kind of event is actually taking place, is we are putting in a high first, then we take out this high one more time before actually starting to change that structure and see a significant downturn. Again, we see it over here, significant downturn, and now again we might see it over here. Now, very much locally, as you are probably all aware if you have been following this channel for a while, then I would like to see $50,000 step before having this retracement. But as you can see on the weekly chart, we might have already put in that new high before we're going to change that structure. But that hasn't happened yet. It could be happening right now. It could be happening a few days after the approval or decline date. That is something we don't know yet. But what we do know is we have this historical data here in the past, and we have seen already the results coming from there. And I do see very much a lot similarities. Now, there's one little difference that I do want to mention over here. As you can see, that all these cataclysmic events also did coincide with a bull market, all-time high prices essentially. Now that is one detail that I do need to want you to pay attention to, because if we are indeed in an earlier bull cycle, we are not at all-time highs yet. The expectation that I would have is not necessarily a drop looking something along the lines of this, but rather a deeper retracement, potentially even testing that $30,000, if not slightly lower. That for me would be reasonable to expect if this does turn out like the previous events. I'm not necessarily expecting a full-on bear market. While it could happen, I'm not the type of trader that trades off of these kind of major expectations, at least not without confirmation. And also, once more, I do want to warn you here for following the the wrong type of influencers, because the base narrative that is essentially being focused right now here in the markets is you should hodl, you should hold your Bitcoin, you should are you going to sell your Bitcoin to the Blackrock ETF, right? Now let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? Because why would, please explain this to me in the comments below. Why would BlackRock be interested in buying your Bitcoin right here, while they could have also done the exact same thing just before, when they already knew that they were going to file an ETF proposal? Why did they not just accumulate Bitcoin here, right here at the lows, when nobody was aware of the ETF proposal? Why would they be even interested in buying your Bitcoin right now? This is some food for thought, not financial advice, just something that I would like you to think about, or explain to me, what do you think about this? How do you think this this works? Yeah, let me know in the comments whether you think also this news has been priced in already and we will see a correction upon an ETF approval, or is this indeed going to be the different time and we will see $50,000 or higher, maybe even all-time highs sooner rather than later. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Cheers.